We battled at a level and that we obviously didn't do that 2 weeks ago. When it needed to be ugly and was on the ground, we put our body there. When the football needed to be played with pace, we did that. When we needed to slow down and try and bring an element of control, so I think there was a lot more consistency to our play. There was, there was the lads. I think saw. I think maybe in the first 5 attacks, I think we had four turnovers, right? And we're you're looking to move it fast, slow it down, we got it, and then we get the opportunity to go again. So I think what was really pleasing in that was the ability of the players to be able to read the moments, take it on. Sometimes it didn't work out, sometimes it did, but that was good. And then obviously I think in the midfield battle, that area in the middle third, I think just showed the way the boys were willing to back each other up and really go at it, and that was very pleasing.
What's the mood like going up to this game today, or how did you?
Mighty.
Yeah.
Feckin was mighty. We were out there. We were supporting each other. We were taking the game to the opposition. We had trained really well over the last 2 weeks. We had a really good prep last night on our stay over, and we were really, really confident that we were going to here and get a performance. We're coming up against a top team, right? Was it going to be a performance that could get the win? Nothing is guaranteed in this thing, but we felt that we were going in the right way. We felt that, you talk about getting response and all that. We were really frustrated, as a collective group, about the way we played 2 weeks ago. But we really had our heads down. We were really focused on what we needed to do, and we went about delivering that. And I think we delivered that consistently. When our backs were put against the wall against Derek Canavan scored a fabulous goal. Right? Okay. We responded. We got the next score. We won the next kick out, and that's the stuff that's pleasing, because no matter where you go along this journey, you're going to up against top teams. You're going to get, as I say, you're going to get the belt on the front of the nose, and all the plans can go out the window. The lads were just super. They just backed each other up. One man went in. He was tired on the next one. The next fella stood up, and the lads coming off the bench, super effort from them, made that impact. The likes of Fenton Kelly came in there, right? Okay, really tough week with his granddad passing away. You wouldn't have seen it in him. You wouldn't have seen it with him last night. He was absolutely focused on the group and willing to we've been talking about the strength of the group is in everybody, and it's also in those lads that aren't here tonight that pushed the group hard over the last 2 weeks. But the next thing is we've got to get home in the early hours tomorrow morning, rest up, get our recovery going, and get ourselves ready for what's going to be an obviously massive game in 2 weeks' time.
You responded very well when they got back to one, because they got back to one fairly quickly, didn't they?
Yeah. But we saw Tyrone last week. You saw they went into Ballybuffet. Who wins above in Ballybuffet in championship games? Not too many people I can remember anyway. And they were able to respond with that. They were going to be a quality team, and we knew it was going to be tight going down that final quarter. But again, as I said, the energy that came off the bench and the support play that they gave each other was really, really commendable for the boys. But there's always a but, right? There's always a but. We must do it again next week. 2 weeks. Yeah. I thought we got great impact off all of them. I thought Fergal Boland won 1 or 2 good balls. Playing an absolute fabulous ball down the line from the sideline. Jordan, first ball in, down below his toes, won it free. David was super, got the balance there with winning a free or two. So in all of them, and we spoke about that beforehand. We needed impact. We knew that the boys, the starting 15, no sort of privileged and lucky ones to have got the jersey, would lay a foundation. And we just needed to see the others coming through to drive it on, and they did. But there's a but. We found ourselves in this position the last 2 seasons, going into the final game. We know we've got to go and get a result in that, and we've been doing all in our power to get that result in 2 weeks.
Stephen, what do you think this is different?
Why was it different? We just did not perform against Cavan. Our opening 12 minutes was just lackluster. We were trying to do a lot of things well. We were just when you're just a bit off and there's a team coming against you, you look to be really mediocre. And I think we're better than being a mediocre team. But you just can't be at that. There's no way of sort of getting into the psychology of it. We just backed each other up today, and we supported each other. And we got the scores, and we also left scores behind. That was not anywhere near a complete performance either, right? And we will go after that because we know we need to be better next week when we go to play Donegal, and that's what the group are about. They're looking for an improvement. They're like, I'm talking about being frustrated. They were the most frustrated group and disappointed with themselves the last day. But fair play to Cavan on that. You know, they came. I don't want that to turn into our fellas not being right. Cavan were deserving winners on that day, but you know, we needed to come up here, we put in that performance, but we move on to the next day.